Are we on? Are we on? Welcome to Basketball Heads Live. I am your host, Glenn Pooh Harding. And oh boy, we have a very special guest. This basketball head is one of New York City's best street ball announcers from the legendary Gersh Park in the East New York section of Brooklyn. He has been a staple for 9 years holding that microphone, but he has been a part of the organization for 17 years. With all those years behind him, you know he's seen it all. This basketball head also played high school basketball at Sheepshead Bay High School. Also heard he was one hell of a football player. We're going to get into that. But he chose the basketball route. And that's what leads us here to tonight. After high school, this basketball head attended college in California at the College of the Canyons for a year before returning home to New York City to hone his skills as one of the best street ball announcers in New York City history. His style is comparable to the announcers of the NBA with a flair of that hood lingo that keeps the crowds on the edge of their seats. So, without further ado, help me welcome to the show, Gersh Park's one and only street ball announcer, one of the best in the city. Let's give it up for my guy, Fly Ty.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Yeah. You have just stepped into the world of chaos. Where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. East Coast, go hard. West Coast, go hard. Midwest, go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody, get online, buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
What's up,
Yo,
man?
what's good, man? Long overdue. What's going on, man?
Oh, man. All is well, my brother. All is well, man.
It's great to hear.
First of all, I want to give you your flowers right off the back, man. Coming to Gersh Park is always an enjoyable environment, right?
Yes, thank you.
But I think it's your added incentives and what you bring to the court and the whole atmosphere that puts that cherry on top, that signature street ball style in New York City that we all come to love, right?
I appreciate that.
I've watched all of you guys, from the guys uptown, guys in Brooklyn, Queens, and just seeing how you do things, just a little bit different, right? Everybody has their own style, but I think you have crafted out your own lane by not trying to be like everybody else and all the guys who came before you, and which is hard to do because there's so many great announcers that came out of New York City.
For sure.
And when they talk about some of the top guys, your name is always up there. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Always.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
No doubt. Oh, what up, Cal? What up? Got my guy Cal from All Things Hoops, always checking in.
What's good, man? What's going on? Cal, what up?
And I always got to give Cal his props, right? Because, you know, Cal was doing this thing for a long time, interviewing guys from all over the country with his platform. And without even never meeting me, he kind of put me into a situation where it kind of benefited everybody in my community. And I always got to give Cal his props for that. So when we talk about the Brevoort Coliseum getting fixed, it was Cal just doing his part, being a good brother. And moving this video that I made to somebody else who he didn't even know. He just took a chance to help out. You never know until you try, right?
That's it. All this is only 2 words: yes or no. That's
There you
it.
go. There you go. And the response that the company Full Court Piece came back, it was just like, oh yes. And Cal was like, yo, G, I didn't even know them. I just was doing a solid. And he never met me. We met after the fact. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. That's dope.
Always
man.
gotta give my
Salute,
brothers
Cal.
flowers, man.
Salute.
Because I think we have a hard time doing that being men, right? We have a hard time helping each other out, right? If it don't benefit us. You get what I'm saying? Like the thing that made me happy, fam, when we had our championship at Brevoort, see the whole Gersh Park pull up.
For sure.
The whole, like everyone, Zone 6, it was just like love. And we come and support you guys and on our biggest night on the return after 25 years of not having a tournament at all. Brooklyn showed out, man, and that's another thing I want to thank you guys.
Shout out to y'all. That's on that side. Doing the high school thing over there with the at the Colo. Guess I know the people been wanted for a long time. I know it's been missing, and I know it held the summer down for y'all over there. Give y'all some entertainment, give y'all something to do, take away from the bull for a couple of hours. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to Dot, Jump Shot, and all of them guys. Nate, shout out to my guy Nate. I know Nate for a long time.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nate, man.
Yeah. So definitely. I was just on the phone with him and Trey. Trey was like, I didn't even know he played basketball. I know him for the football world. And then Nate goes, yeah, I coached him. You know what I'm saying? So they both were like, yo, tell my guy we said what's up. They're going to be tuning in
Tell
as
myself
well.
was good, man. Tell myself was good.
For sure. But this is your night, man. We give everybody their flowers, but this is your night, fam. I know you still got a lot of time in the game, but tonight is your night, man. And I just want to jump right into this, man. Like,
let's do it.
When it comes to basketball, who introduced you to the game?
It was a gentleman, an older gentleman. I was like 9 years old, 10 years old. I used to go to Gersh gym when God bless the dead Jocko was running the Brownsville Jets.
Facts.
And there was a coach named Dean Bentley. I remember his name was Dean Bentley. He had a gold two-door car. I remember it used to be 8 people in that car going to them games. And it was and ever since then, I fell in love with the game.
Wow.
It kept me out of trouble. It kept me out. Like I said, Gersh is 2 blocks away from my house, so I could walk there. My family knew where I was at all day Saturday, from 8 in the morning to 9 at night. They fed us to make sure we was good. So I didn't have nowhere else to go. That's where I was at, Gersh, all day, inside the gym.
They always say, it's so much more dangerous now. And I tell kids, it was always dangerous. You know what I'm saying? It was always, and it depends what you was doing with your time.
But I think the difference now is that back then we had places to go.
Right.
So when we grew up, like when I was coming up, there was like PAL, yeah, like after school centers. Yeah, you could go to every gym, 218, 275, 30, Gersh, 302. They had different gyms, different organizations going on after school. Now it's very rare you can go walk into a gym and just start playing free play. And if you do, they want you to fill out a consent and send it to your mom, and they're going to charge you. Remember, all these things that we was going to do is city funded, I believe. Don't quote me, I could be wrong, but it was free. What we know.
No, you're right.
What we know, it was free.
Right. Yeah, it was.
So from after school, we probably go to the gym from 6 to 9. 9 o'clock, we get something to eat. Probably go to a Chinese restaurant, get some gravy, white rice and gravy, hold us over, go to the crib, be chilling. You know what I mean? Do the same thing again tomorrow. But now, like I said, is not that much outlets for kids to go to now. So they got so much free time on their hands. So all they know is these cell phones and these tablets, and then Facebook and social media. And after that is whatever after that.
And since we didn't have those gadgets, we had to make use of our time, since they don't have to. They have to want to, right? We didn't have anything else to do. It was just like that or nothing.
Agreed. So like I said, we took our time when we had our free time. We took advantage of it. Like I said, no matter if it wasn't basketball, if it was wintertime, it was football. We was outside. You know what I mean? Summertime, we played tag, we played man, we played whatever. You know what I mean? Just to keep our time occupied. We made the most with the little that we had.
And that tag and that manhunt, was so ill. That tag in that manhunt was so ill. Like that was our training grounds right there.
Yeah, I lived on the first floor, so I rented my house. I let, I let everybody get tagged, and I come back out. Give it a little bit of time.
Wow, yo, that's crazy. Yo, was it like that around your way where the pickup games, you had to kind of earn your way on a court and then kind of had to make sure and once you get on the court, you had to try to stay there because the next is so crazy?
Oh, for sure. I grew up, like I said, down the block from Gersh, so they used to call it blacktop. It was a 4-on-4 at the end, not even where the tournament is at the end court going towards the small playground. And if you lost, there used to be 100 people out there from 8 in the morning to whenever. And if you lost that one game, you was not getting back on the court. So you might as well start going to the store for people, make a couple of dollars or something. Because if you wasn't nice, you wasn't coming back on.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
So I saw some of the dopest people come out every Sunday, and they used to put on. I used to be like, nah, I'm coming over. I'm coming to take that over there.
And I'm glad you said that, because who are some of those guys that you came up under that you was watching and admiring from afar or up close?
Well, from my age, DP, DP that run the tournament with me. My man JR, he was the Boys and Girls. He was in the backcourt with Leroy Robinson.
Yeah.
And Nolan. So y'all know them from the start from Boys and Girls.
Yeah.
I know hood people. The hood people was really running, like my man B Long. It was be my man Fingers, my man Geechee Dan Buford. We always used to just be outside. The older dudes, like used to be a dude named Red, used to be a dude named Ninja. My man Matt from the East. There's a bunch of the White brothers, Al and Rob. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I played with HBO.
Listen, so I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm just naming some of the older dudes I've seen and to come out every Sunday and put on.
Yeah, and I think that's another advantage that we had, right? Because in the neighborhoods, you had no choice but to play up, right? You had to play against the grown men if you wanted to play. There was no sense of, we're going to run our age group over here. We're going to do that. You had to play up.
The crazy part is I never even played with my age group like that at all. Like I was playing unlimited at like 14, 15. I was playing like the Brownsville Jets. I was playing with the Glenn McMillan tournaments, Nickelodeon. I was playing those older tournaments. So I saw like the Brew Crews and all these teams. You know what I'm saying? I'm just dropping a little history. You know what I mean? I was outside for a long time. So I saw the G Nices, I saw the Dons and all of them. So I played against them. You know what I mean? I played with them when they didn't have 5. So they were like, yo, sure, you want to play? We need somebody to get 5. All right, I'm playing. And that's how it just started. So I saw the Showtime, Corey Williams and all that, and Ty Davis. And I'm not going to keep naming names, but.
No, you need to, because these people need to realize, right? Corey Williams.
That's a bad man.
Yo, he don't get enough props. And every now and again, he will call me, and then I'll call a number back, and the number will be changed. If anyone can get in contact with Corey Williams, tell them to get in contact with me. My number has not changed. He calls me like every 2 or 3 years. He called me out the blue, and we talk and chop it up.
He was a dog. Uncle, like I said, Todd Davis.
Dog. Facts.
Uncle V from the Ville, Benny from the Ville, G Nice. That's who we watched coming up. Greg Washington. He had a tryout with the 76ers. So ever since then, he used to come to Nickelodeon and tear. I'm gonna tell you a story real quick about him. He got dunked on one time. He came down, no lie, hit about 9 threes and was pointing to the crowd after every 3. He wasn't even looking at the ball. He'll shoot it and just run down the court sideways, pointing to the crowd, like 9 straight times. I watched it live. Like we was gym rats. That's what we had to do. It was nothing else to do. We ain't have no money. We was young. We was kids. So we loved the game. The game was right across the street from us. We there all day.
Man, not like those legendary games out there,
at all.
Man.
Never.
He talking about the Nickelodeon, right? The Glenn McMillan. Like those is tournaments you just got. You know you're gonna see somebody get buckets.
Yes.
Or get embarrassed, get dunked on. Talk a lot of trash.
It was all talking, but then it was all love at the end of the game.
Facts.
So,
yo, my guy Cal said Ty was an announcer at 10 years old. What the hell?
He's a liar.
10 years old. I'm going
Nah,
up.
10
Listen,
years old. Nah.
yo, Ty, I done heard some of the craziest stories, man. It's like, guys coaching at 17. Like you talk about a guy like Nate. Nate was
Yeah,
coaching guys his age.
that's a fact. Because Nate wasn't too far old from us.
Right.
He was with G, but he was playing with Nate.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. So when we talk about those guys, right? Because another thing I like to do is shed light on those guys who didn't play the high school ball route, who didn't get the names but had names in the neighborhood. Because there's a lot of guys in my neighborhood who kind of inspired me, kept me on track, helped me work on my game. And these guys didn't play high school ball. Some of these guys maybe was gangsters on the low, but they played ball and made sure that we stayed on track.
Well, it was a guard. It was brothers, but the Mo, I don't know if you know Lil Mo from across the boulevard.
No, but I heard. I never met him, but my man, hold on,
something.
my guy. I work with a guy named Warren. He cut hair. They call him Big Warren for East New York. That's all he talk about is Mo.
Let me tell you
something. He working my job right now, and that's all he talk about is Mo.
Mo was a monster. You wasn't taking the ball from him, and he gonna dime it every chance. Any flashy with it. So they was running like we used to play in the Gersh at the half court. But we used to have a full court though.
Yeah.
You saw, the little side rims.
Yeah.
So they had their squad, and it used to be me, DP, and over. So we used to go at it back and forth, and then we finally took over the gym, and they started easing out. And then the younger kids tried to come at us, and we took over that, but they couldn't beat us though.
Wow.
But Lil Mo was nice. He had a brother named Tim that was nice as well, Tim Flowers. But Mo was that deal.
Yo, he's like, yo, G, if I get a contact with him, you need to get him on your show. He's like, he talked about like the best ball player I know from East New York from that time.
Mo's that deal. Mo's a showsman. He was definitely a showsman.
No doubt. Salute to Mo, wherever you at. You're always welcome to come on the show, brother. Anytime.
I think I got his contact. I'm gonna see if I can link y'all.
Bet. So it's gonna be a second time because my guy Warren tried to plug me before.
I got you.
That's like his guy.
I got
All right. So how did you get introduced to football, and how did basketball become the sport of choice?
It was crazy because when I was younger, when I was in 4th grade, I used to play football with the older guys from my neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always outside. I was always an outside kid. So I was playing. So what happened was I was playing football. I was nice. Don't get me wrong, I was nice. I broke my leg. Playing with the older guys. I still played, but I started playing basketball. So I broke my femur bone. A lot of people don't know. So the femur bone, for a little educational moment, femur bone is the strongest bone in your body. So I broke that in 4th grade, 10, 11 years old. I was out of school for the whole year. I said, I'm not doing this no more. I'm going to play basketball. I was in a body cast for a year and a half. So the cast covered my whole left leg, half my right leg, all the way up to here. So mind you, remember, I'm 10 years old. So imagine you getting carried around by your moms and your aunt to the next room because you don't know what's going on in the living room because you're in the bedroom. You know what I mean? So I broke my femur bone. And ever since I was playing basketball, I still play football here and there, but basketball became my favorite sport and my love.
Yeah, my guy Trey was like, yo, I'm telling you, he was nice, Pooh. He was just like about an hour ago, him and they was on the phone. He was like, yo, I know for football. That motherfucker was nice at football.
Yeah.
So definitely. I'm a football guy too. I went to Lincoln to play football.
Okay. Yeah, I played the safety position, safety and wide receiver.
And I was a quarterback. Trey said you played wide receiver. He was like, yo, he was catching all kind of touchdowns on us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. And I think, too, that's what we have different from a lot of kids, too, coming up. Because we play multiple sports where they only really play one.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
Agree.
So, yeah. And all of those teams was our training grounds, right? We didn't really know it.
For sure. Outside was a battlefield. Outside was a battlefield.
There you go.
Outside is a battlefield. To this day, as men, we still play softball, football, basketball. We don't even get on a skelly court if you want to play that. It was whatever. Whatever.
What they know about skelly?
Listen, man. We do it all, especially if the right people's around. That means there's money around, so therefore we play for the money and everything. But you know what I mean, to make it more entertaining. But it's always, like I said, it's always a good vibe.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Now, I can answer myself this question. I get asked this question all the time. Like, how does the guy from Bed-Stuy go out to Lincoln? And how does the guy from East New York go out to Sheepshead Bay?
Crazy story. So I was going to, one of my friends was at Robeson already. Major saw me, God bless, Major saw me in Gersh. I was going to go to Robeson, but my mom was like, one of my friends got jumped at Robeson, and she found out, and she's like, nope, you're not going there. And I went to Sheepshead. That was my, I had another church. I was waiting for South Shore to let me know because I was on the waiting list, and Sheepshead accepted me. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to let this go. So the first 3 days, like I said, I never left East New York for school. Like I went to 273, like 2 blocks away. Gersh is 2 blocks away up this way. I never left East New York for school. So then I went to the first 3 days. I went to Broadway Junction and came home. I ain't go to school for the first 3 days because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't know where I was going. I never really took the bus by myself to school. All I had to do was walk. So I took this bus 3 days to Flatbush Junction, the 44, the 6 bus to the 44, and I never got on the 44 until like the 4th or 5th day. That's when I started going to Sheepshead Bay.
Wow.
That shit was foreign to me. Foreign.
A whole different world. And you get to leave the neighborhood for a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So then I found out one of my friends, his cousin, played football at Sheepshead Bay. And that's how I got introduced to everybody. Then I started getting introduced because he was older than me. He was already like 11th grade or something like that. So that's how I got my name up in there.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Because I always wanted to know what would make a dude. Because I went out there following my friend. Right? You was gonna go to Robeson because you was following a friend. That's what usually kind of happens. You kind of follow your guy out there. Yeah, and lo and behold, the guy who I went to follow, he got jumped by some Coney Island dudes.
That's crazy.
But it was already late. I was already in transition to Lincoln, and I didn't know he transferred to John Jay until I got there, and I found out what happened.
It was already too late now.
It was already too late. I'm right in the thick of things.
Well, it worked out.
Oh yeah, definitely worked out. Listen, God always got a plan, right? Always got a plan.
Exactly.
Facts. So when did you play on the team? Did you play on the team? Like
so when I went to Sheepshead Bay, I made as a freshman, I made varsity.
Wow.
So they had a bunch of juniors and seniors on the team. I made varsity. Me, like I said, I was there. I knew a couple of people that was older than me that was there. I already got turned out in school already. So I stopped. I was still going to school, but I was cutting class. So I failed off. I got back on. So I was, like I said, I wasn't doing nothing in school, but being a knucklehead, a comedian, jokester, gambling, doing shit like that. And I got back on late junior, senior year. So when I got back on, we had a good team too. We had a very good team. Like we could have really went far. I think it was a little bit with the coaching. We ain't gonna blame him, but we could have went far. I had a 6'8" kid, 6'6" kid. He played point guard. He was averaging a triple-double in Sheepshead Bay.
Who was his name?
His name is Ricardo Knight. The only thing is he didn't like basketball at all.
Wow.
That's the crazy thing. He didn't take it serious at all. Ricardo Knight. He was 6'6", averaged a triple-double.
Wow.
Handle and everything. So I had a good my senior year. I had a good year. I helped Sheepshead beat Lincoln for the first time like 30 years.
No, hold on, Phil. We're gonna throw a tech on that play right there. Yeah. Yo, you serious? Yo, you gotta tell me who was on that team, fam. Because
on the Lincoln team, it was a lot of people don't know. A lot of people know Bashy. Bashy was a freshman that year.
Okay, got you.
But it was this kid named John Quintana.
Yes.
That was a dog.
Yes, facts.
And he was on the team. It was a couple of they was stacked. It was still one of the best teams. So that was the first time they beat Lincoln in about 30 years.
Yo, bro, that's amazing.
Yeah. Yep.
And all the teams, this I think it was last year, went to South Shore. Lincoln was playing, and my guy saw that Lincoln was playing Bertram, so he like, yeah, we going out here to watch the game.
Yeah.
I figured I walk in, Lincoln be smacking Bertram. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Walk to the gym, Bertram smacking Lincoln.
Yeah, everybody know once everybody hear Lincoln, they think powerhouse. So they're not expecting them to do nothing else but win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you hear that Lincoln, because it's such a household name from what they had, the history of Lincoln. No, but these schools is different now. You know, I mean, the times are different now. So all them schools, they used to be up in the 90s, 2000s. Some on a decline, some are trying to rebuild. It's a lot of things going on. But while they rebuilding, other schools are rebuilding as well.
And new schools are coming in.
Correct.
Right? We got like the winningest team that have the most city championships in New York City is DeWitt Clinton.
Okay.
They have 18, and they just making a comeback. Like they had a decent year this year, right? And for years, for about 30 years, you didn't hear from them.
I was about to say, when was actually last time you heard of
DeWitt Clinton?
DeWitt Clinton.
You get what I'm saying? So it's going to have its times when, like you said, certain teams are up, certain teams are down, and other teams that come up.
But I think that goes with the schools still being invested in some of these older coaches. It's not bringing new energy and new blood into the school system, such as with these coaches. Because now, if you get a younger coach, he's going to attract a younger player or a good player because he's outside and he knows what's going on. You got some of these older guys that's been here 30, 40 years. They don't care. They just come to get this check and then they go on back home to their family because they done did it already. You know what I mean? So that's what I think. I could be wrong. That's just my observation.
So. No, I agree. We talk about that all the time. The difference between the Catholic schools and the public schools, you have to be a teacher to coach in public school, but you don't have to be a teacher to coach in Catholic school.
Catholic school. Got you.
So, we talk about some of the greatest coaches in New York City history. A lot of them were grassroots coaches that weren't in the high schools.
Yep.
That wasn't in the schools. A lot of them were the grassroots coaches, the coaches in the neighborhood that took you and your guys in the car and was taking you guys to the games and practice. Yeah. Right? Giving you mentoring, showing you what it's like to be a man. All of those were the grassroots guys.
But like I said, times change now. They don't really do that no more.
Nah.
They don't do that no more.
Nah, not unless they know you. Somebody
unless they know you personally.
Bag.
Yeah.
It's about that bag. Who in here that's gonna take me to the next level? Then I'll take the rest of the kids.
I make sure they go. Yeah.
Right.
So.
Right.
That's what's going on now, from observation.
Yeah. So once you got.
I got my grades together. I got some high school experience. I got my grades together. I had Fairleigh Dickinson. They was looking at me when my grades was bad.
Word. That's that's why I graduated.
I had Fairleigh Dickinson looking at me, but my grades was bad, so I had to go to JUCO. So I went to shout out to Tippy. Tippy helped me get into a JUCO in California. You know, Tippy is A1, so his name is good. So we went to I went to College of the Canyons in Santa Clarita, California, and the crazy part is we had a crew when I went out there, so I didn't know they was coming out there. So let me just tell you some of the players that came out there with me. Benny Payne from Robeson.
Mm-hmm.
Squirt. Wow. You know Squirt?
Yeah.
God bless his dad. Today's his birthday as well. My brother Naj Bullen. God bless his dad. Happy birthday, my brother. He was out there with me. And Jamal Robinson, I used to go to Robeson.
Yeah.
We all was out there. Never knew they was going out there.
Wow.
So they was out there already. And I got out there and I was like, what the hell? We all in the same house. So just imagine that. So we went to College of the Canyons. So we was practicing with the team. We made the team all that. We working out. What happens? The coach gets fired.
Wow.
They bring a new coach in with his own play. And we bring his own players. Remember, we in Cali, so they got that in-house, the in-state tuition to where they could bring their guys in X, Y, and Z. And that's what happened. I was like, I'm not doing this. No, I'm not even killing myself. I'm 3,000 miles away. I'm going home. I'm out of here. I booked me a one-way. I never went back.
Wow.
Never went back. And we all did it one by one. It just trickled down one by one. Because we wasn't being treated fairly.
It's something similar to what happened at St. John's, Patino came in and told everybody, y'all, I'm only keeping one player and one assistant coach. So the rest of y'all got to go.
It's crazy, especially with college is different now. College with this NIL and with all this transfer portal and things of that, it's messing up the game. It's messing up the game.
And this is something that we cried for, right, for a long time to get paid.
And the crazy part is now they getting paid, but now the thing is, they're pushing the New York kids back out the city, so now they got to go somewhere else. We want kids from New York to stay in New York, but yet we pushing them out to go to another school out of New York. How does that work? So now if they do go to school with probably a kid that already was there already, now they fighting for the spot. So now someone's not playing. Now I gotta force myself to get transferred out because I want to play. I'm a junior. I'm a senior. It's not fair.
Nah, you talking facts, man. You talking facts. We even talk about that on a high school level. You get what I'm saying? Like a lot of our kids, they got to reclass because they know college coaches, they're looking for young players. So they reclass to try to put themselves in better position. Then most of the time, once they reclass, they're definitely leaving the city because they're going to prep school.
For sure. I feel a lot of these kids are so caught up in when I say workouts, but they're not working on their bodies. They're not working on the stamina to play the game. They were not working on the little things. They're working on jump stops and around the back layups and pull-ups and floaters from fucking 3/4. How you doing the floaters from 3-point line? Like, come on. Let's work on what you're actually going to do in the game instead of trying out what you see or what these trainers is talking about. Because a lot of these trainers haven't even played a game. They probably wasn't shit back then.
Preach.
Like, how you teaching me how to do something if you ain't do it?
No, that's real.
Like, how?
That's real.
That's not fair. Come on, That's not fair at all. It's not fair. Like I said, these kids know what they see. So now, just imagine this. Now, hear this matter of fact. I'm a trainer. I'm going to train you, but you got to pay me to train you. I got to pay to get trained. The gym was open every night when we was coming up. Free. You know what? I'm going to help you work on your game. That's what the older dude would have said to me. Now, don't do that. I'm going to show you how to do this. Or you do this like this.
Facts.
I got to pay you to teach me, and you even doing it the wrong way. You got to be kidding. These kids ain't got money like that. Parents ain't got money like that. Times is hard. Still. As much money you might see getting passed around, times is hard. Nobody paying no $20 a session, $30 a session. You want how much you want? Please, you liable to start a fight. Ask me for some money to get trained. Come on.
When do you think that the trainer phenomenon kind of took off? Because that's become like the go-to job for a lot of ball players to move into now. And it's not knocking them. I just
no, there's no knock
a timeline.
There's no knock. There's no knock to what they're doing. Like I said, if it works for you, it works for you. I know some good trainers, and I know some that ain't never did nothing to want to train. How you train somebody if you ain't ever do nothing? I must say around I want to say 2010-ish. Around that area, that year, excuse me. Around 2010, 2009, around there. That's what I think.
And it just took off, man. Like everybody has, you can look online, and you know what you come inside with that too? The Instagram and Facebook, right? The social media. Now I can show you what I'm doing, and if I get one guy who kind of went D1 or went to the pros, then the floodgates start coming in.
Of course. And like I said, back then everything was we helping each other. No charge, free. You might get the gym for an hour before the games start or whatever. You work out basic shit. 2-man layup, 3-man weave, 3-on-2s, 2-on-1s, small stuff, simple stuff like that. Game-wise, that we're gonna do in a game, that we're gonna have an opportunity to do in a game. But all these training with these moves and these counters and around the back threes and First of all, coach would have took you out immediately back then.
Facts.
Immediately. And they like, what? And they, are you cursing this?
Yeah, go.
And they saying, what the fuck are you doing? Why donate? Like, come on. Too much monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
Too much.
I think we got so caught up in watching other people, right? And it's just like, you know, a dude sees someone do a move on television, and then everybody start training the same move. Like to see a kid, I'm watching kids, and everybody doing the same step back counter. It's like after a while, I'm just like, is this kid gonna show me anything original?
Yeah.
And then it becomes when a kid came and get his own shot.
How you doing around the back three if you can't even get your own shot? If you can't break a player down? But this goes back to the essence of basketball, to going to the park. The park. That's where you know you was tested. That's where you was tested at. The park. These kids ain't going to no park because they're getting all this access to these gyms. Just because you got the access to the gym, don't mean you doing what you're supposed to do in the gym. And I'm not speaking for all kids. I'm not speaking for all parents. I'm not speaking for all coaches. No. But the park is where you get tested at before you even step in front of another player on an organized basketball court or team-wise. Come on. We're missing that essence right there.
Yeah, I said I was going to do this last year. I think I'm going to do it this year, and I'm going to promote it. Just some open runs, right? I know Sunday is usually our off day, and probably one more day during the week. But like just to promote the open run with the older guys and high school guys. Y'all want to see how good y'all are?
Yeah.
Come down and get some good open run, right? Because we don't have that anymore. There's no mixture of the older guys in Pro-Am and the high school kids, unless the high school kids are playing Pro-Am, right?
Agreed.
But it's not a good mixture. And I think that the high school kids can learn a lot from the dudes for the Pro-Am. And we can bring everybody up and keep everybody tight the same way the regular guys in the neighborhood did for us.
But now do these kids want to learn from the older dudes that played the game or before them? Do they want to learn? That's the disconnect. There's a gap in between the older dudes that used to play and the new players right now. That's not mending. That's just what it is right now.
I guess after a few sessions of getting your ass cracked, you'll see.
There you go.
You know, you won't come back. We'll know who the real ones are.
It'll be like, yeah,
who come back.
It'll be like that.
Yeah, because we definitely need that, man. When did you start working with Gersh?
Well,
and give me the brief history on that. How you connected with them?
Well, Gersh Park this year would be our 17th year. I run the tournament in Gersh Park, East New York. Everybody knows that's 800 Van Sicklen Avenue. What happened was we took it over from another gentleman that was running it. Yes. They ran it. Then we put up on, like I said, they had the teams already. We took our own money. We paid them out, free entry, yada yada yada. Then they moved it to 213 one year. And something happened there. Then we started at Gersh. So now, mind you, so Gersh consists of five of us. Shout out to my brother Geechee Dan. Shout out to DP. Shout out to my brother the Guru Stills. Shout out to Doe. Shout out to G Dogs. That's Gersh core right there. Right. So now we we in Gersh. We start the tournament. It's picking up. It's doing good. It's picking up. We started with like 8 teams or something like that. So mind you, like I said, Gersh, which I see now from Gersh, it wasn't always like that. Mm-hmm. So we had T-shirts. It wasn't sponsored. We had T-shirts. So a lot of people don't know, like the music. We used to have a park house. We used to get 4 or 5 extension cords and extend it from the park house under the bleacher. That y'all sit on, all the way to the table for the music. Wow. We didn't have no barricades. We had one rope and some latex gloves. We had one rope that used to go around the whole thing to seal it off from light pole.
And latex gloves. What the hell?
The latex gloves so our hands don't get dirty.
Okay.
You gotta think, that's just on the floor days. So who knows who's on the floor? I'm not touching that without no gloves.
No, I got you. I
You
think
know
you're
what I
all
mean?
tying up the latex
Nah.
gloves. Got you.
So
Got you.
we was tying up the rope from light pole to light pole, gate, yep, and close it off like that. So that's how we had everybody not go in front of the rope or whatever to stay off the court. And as time went on, it got bigger, got bigger, got bigger. So we built a relationship with the precinct, and the community affairs. So they gave us the barricades. It was crazy because sometimes we didn't even have enough barricades. So my man Gito had a truck. We used to go around and
Take the
take
back.
barricades and put it in the back of his truck. We used to write the schedule, the teams on paper and pencil right in front of my building or front of the buildings. We outside to 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. So a lot of people don't know the back work that we've been doing since we had it and still doing to this day at Gersh Park. I know, like I said, when you come, it's already set up, it's lit up, it's cool, it's dope. But the real work was back then. You know what I mean? So we appreciate the work that we put in to get to where we are now. So now the kids love it, the parents love it, the older people from our neighborhood, they love it. So it felt good walking down the block and be like, "Yo, Ty, who played tonight?" Or such and such play tonight. I'm coming. They bring their own little beach chairs and stuff like that. It's dope. It's a good feeling.
Nah, because when I touched, because I used to live in Jersey, and then when I touched back down, and you start hearing some of the things to do, it's like, yo, not man, we going over to Gersh. I said, they still run that? I said, nah, it's different people, but still going on, man. It's going on big. You should come out. And this is even because I stayed away from the game for a long time. And then, you start to go down, you start to see what's happening. You appreciate it, because the other things that could be happening around this time.
For sure.
Like
you could come to the park and something might be going on at home. You might have an argument with your girl. Who knows what takes place? Life is life. Shit happens. To come have a drink or do what you do, smoke, whatever, take your mind away for a couple of hours, watch some good basketball, laugh, talk some shit. You might see some people that you ain't seen in years, or you went to school with. You might see them in the crowd. It's just a good time. That's what we try to bring. Try to bring a good, safe environment as well. You know what I mean? So we can all go home safely at the end of the night and do it again tomorrow, the next day.
Who was doing the announcing before you took the role?
The crazy part, all right, it was one year they tried to hire a horse. I don't know if you know Heavyset Horse from the Ville?
No.
You probably seen him before.
Probably seen him, definitely.
So he was doing it. And I'm like, so mind you, we didn't have like no budget or nothing like that. And there's no knock on him. I mean, at the end of the day, he want to get paid for his services. Cool. So he couldn't come one day or whatever. I'm like, I could do this. I could crack jokes. I know who's playing. I could keep a crowd entertained, I think. That's how it started for me, honestly.
Did you feel comfortable like that first day? Like, did you feel comfortable?
Honestly,
keep it real.
It's just, of course, you want to be nervous because there's people out in the crowd. But me, like I said, I've always been a comedian, so I can make somebody laugh, and I'm quick, I'm witty. So if you say something back to me, I'm gonna throw something back at you. I got the microphone; they're not gonna hear you. So
right.
You know what I mean. So
gotcha.
mine's gonna hit a little bit more than yours, and that's just what it is. Honestly, that's just how it started. And we just build. I just build and build and build. Like I said, from the players to the coaches, I don't write nothing down or nothing like that. Like everything's just off top. What you see is what you get. It's straight off top.
When did you fall in love with it though? Because Ty, it's a different approach. You're not just doing it now because to fill a slot or to fill a space. You're doing it now as a real professional.
I fell in love with it when the people were like, yo, when I didn't come to a game and he said, nah, we're tired.
Got you.
That's what it was.
Got you.
They like, it's not the same if Ty's not here. So that's where it took place.
How long before you knew you were starting to get mentioned with some of the top guys in New York City that was doing it at the time?
I want to say about 3-4 years in. One night he started calling.
Mm.
One night he started calling. I was doing some of the events and stuff. So,
Wow, that's dope. That's dope. And what did it teach you, like far as running the tournament? You were there from the beginning to see where it's at now. What are some of the things that it taught you being in that position?
that it taught me that we can do what we do and put others on in a position to be where we at and accept the perks that we get. You know what I mean? So it feel good to put people in position. Like we hire over 30 kids, summer youth, before they go to college or even in high school. We got about 30 kids working with us every summer. We got a whole full staff. They reap the benefits that we get, not just from us being the founders or the leaders or whatever you want to call us. Like I said, we all work together. We talk to each other every day. Um, we brainstorm every day on what we could do to keep the brand right, what to keep it alive, you know what I mean, keep it spicy for the people. And like I said, we in our own bubble when we at the park, when the park is going on. After that, we all got lives, we all got jobs, we all got to be our families. But them from June 16th to August, whatever, we're gonna be mad at each other, we're gonna be cursing at each other. But guess what? Everything gets done and it gets done right for the most part. And we end the rest, and when the summer ends, that's what it is. We back family again. We always gonna be family. Always gonna be family. But like I said, we just want to make sure we look out for each other. Like I said, we argue, we talk our shit, but it comes together the right way.
I'm gonna blow another tech on you, fam. Yo, y'all don't just hold it down at the park. The New York versus New York tournament that happened at Rucker, the way y'all pulled up, you could have thought
You thought the Knicks was
rappers,
playing.
the Knicks, you thought Hove was about to perform.
You thought the
The way
blackout
y'all
game was
gave-
going? You thought the blackout game was about to come on?
Yo, the way y'all pulled up, it was so legendary. It was just like y'all turned Harlem into East New York, Gersh Park.
Because you gotta keep in mind,
Instantly.
man, we're from Brooklyn. Brooklyn's not scared to go nowhere.
Hold on,
And
say that again, Ty. Cause I'll be telling these uptown guys they don't be coming to Brooklyn.
Brooklyn not scared to go nowhere. And one Brooklyn night see another Brooklyn night is back is all love. I don't know what's going on back in the borough, but while we out here, we gotta be together.
Right.
And that's just how it come together, man. So there's always love from our side. Like I said, we come and we come deep. Gertz Park apparel, everything. We all outside and we talking a bunch of shit. So that's just what we do. We from the projects. That's what we do, man.
Nah, even when y'all pulled up to Brevoort, man, you DP, Star Brim was out there. It was just like the love, and I was telling my guys, and we all know each other. All of us know each other. It was just like we appreciated that. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the tipping point for our summer. It was like, you know what? We had a great year, man. We're gonna end it off right.
Nah, for sure, man. Like I said, we try to show love to everybody, man. We go to Hoops in the Sun. Shout out to Hoops in the Sun.
Facts.
Shout out to LES. We show love to BG and
Yep.
Zeke Whitehead tournament, Coney Island. We show love to them. Zone 6, Ross Simon. We show love to them. Whoever got something going on, and like I said, we got a connection before basketball. We try to pull up and show love, man. So like I said, it's dope, man. Like I said, we show everybody the same love they try to show us. Even if you don't show us love, we still show your love. It's a little love to us, man. It's not about nothing to us.
Yeah, you can't help but to show your love, fam. I'm
Definitely.
gonna keep it a buck. You can't help it, man. What's the difference between your style? Like, what would you say your style is? Because from my perspective, when I hear you call a game, I don't hear you trying to control the game. I never see you take one dude and put him against another dude and then turn it into like a one-on-one game. You kind of spread it out. Like, how can you say your style is?
Don't get me wrong. I've done that before. You know, I mean, the park want to see the matchup, so they've been. Like I said, social media is so big now, so they'll talk about it. Oh, just say for example, they say Irv Walker playing against Jay Will.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? All right, you know what? Let's spice that up a little bit. But with me, I'm more of a detailed commentator. So if you buying food at the stand over there, I want you to know what's going on in the game while you can't even watch the game. That's my style.
Got you.
I can only speak for myself, so that's what I do. Like, I want you to know what's going on with the game. If you're going to buy a drink, a nutcracker, or whatever you're doing, or you're talking to a little lady friend, I want you to know what's going on in the game. Not just want you to hear the ooh or the ah. No, I want you to know everything of the game that's going on.
Speaking of the Irv Walker and Jay Will, right? I know you've seen a lot of players, right? What other players come to mind when you think about your time at Gersh and some of the great games that you've seen happen right in front of your eyes?
Well, I saw, of course, I saw all of them, but one of the games that stood out. It was two games actually. Two games stood out. Everybody know the one that went viral with Irv Walker and Lily from NRW when they went back to back about 3 times, shooting threes. That game went viral right there. That little segment went viral. Everybody running on court. It was crazy. And one game, I think it was, I know Shamari had played. I think he played against NRW, and he had about 42, but the way he caught the 42 though was crazy. And not to mention, matter of fact, one more with G Irv when he got the steal and the layup.
I call that the G Irv miracle.
That right
That's
there.
What I call that the Gersh Park G Irv miracle.
That segment right there was crazy. He hit the 3.
Facts.
They was down 1.
Facts.
He caught the steal, saved it, passed it to his teammate Ty, and got the layup to win the game to go to the chip. That was crazy. The park went crazy, and that's what we do it for. At the end of the day,
people was leaving because they thought it was over.
I know
people leaving, and for some reason, my spidey senses is like, "Pool, something big about to happen right here." And I just kept rolling. I was like, "Yo, something big gonna happen. Something big gonna happen." And I was like, "Oh, he got the steal."
Yep.
Yo, the park went bananas, yo.
Yeah.
That's definitely gotta go down. Yes.
A lot of the games you can catch on YouTube. Shameless plug. Go check them out on YouTube. If you wasn't at the park, go check them out.
Facts. For
sure.
That was epic, man. That was definitely epic. If you haven't been out there, if you want to see the game,
800 Van Sicklen Avenue, man. Pull up, man. We start June 16th. Always the Friday before Father's Day weekend. Always the Friday of Father's Day weekend. Excuse me. June 16th, first game should be 7 o'clock. Don't quote me. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a movie. Leave everything home. We got food. We got drinks. We got whatever you need in the park. You don't got to go nowhere for nothing. Just get there early and get your seat. And we got some surprises this year, so be ready, man. A lot of new teams, a lot of good teams, a lot of changes on teams. So be ready. It's gonna be an eventful summer. Can't wait.
And the fact that y'all do what y'all do so well, right? And you got so many tournaments in New York City. When we was figuring out what we was going to do, we was trying to create our own little niche, right? Because we in between you guys and Zone 6. We right in the middle, right?
Yep.
And they do high school, so do y'all, and y'all do the pro-am.
Yes.
What can we do to make it a little bit different? And we said, you know what? We'll give the high schools that like
the platform.
Right, because the history of Brevoort, and the people don't know, while the Rucker had the big pro-am tournaments.
Yeah, had the high school.
We had the high school. Even I'm talking about going back to '77 when Albert King was the best player in the country. When he was the number 1 player in the country, people wanted to see him play. They had to come to Brevoort. Him and his brother,
Bernard,
Fly Williams, and all those guys.
That was a bad man,
right? So, and my OG told me that Fly Williams scored 78 points. That was the highest point total that he ever saw in Brevoort. 78 points in Brevoort, which is crazy.
But shit, Fly.
What's the most you ever saw? What's the most you ever saw?
The most I ever saw? Remember I told you the story earlier about the dude G. Washington. I think I see him score 56, 57 that same day. Wow. That day, he had about 56. Like I said, he had about 9 threes straight. I wasn't even looking at it. He'll shoot it and and trot down the court, pointing at the crowd.
It's something about seeing a guy score 9 points straight. This year, I watched Boogie Flan from Stepinac score 22 points.
That's tough, man.
And didn't miss in the half. Like
That's tough.
He did not. I was like, yo, when is this dude gonna miss? I'm talking about from 30, from 40, layups and ones. He was giving it to Cardinal Hayes.
That's tough.
That kid is.
He's very tough, actually.
That kid's
very
special.
tough.
That kid's special. What do you think about New York City as a whole? Like as a whole, because everybody, not say everybody, but these guys out here be talking like Gilbert Arenas, and he always like to say New York is down, and we're not relevant anymore. Because
I don't.
live in California, but I don't get it.
I personally don't. I think New York is still winning.
I think so too.
I think we're still winning. I think college wise, we're making a lot of noise. The New York players, they're making a lot of noise. High school, we got a lot of up and coming kids coming up, and they hungry. They want it. So, like I said, it's all about being put in the right situation to show it.
Right.
And they got to be ready and hungry as well to want to show it from the start to the finish. You know what I mean? So I think we're gonna be all right. I think we're in good hands.
And yo, Gil, y'all always talk about New York City, but y'all realize it's New York State, just like it's California State.
Exactly.
Right? Y'all don't count Long Island and upstate. Don't forget, we got ball players coming from all over New York. That's why it's named twice, baby.
That's a fact.
Everybody always talk about New York, but they only talk about the 5 boroughs.
But you know, like I said, if you ain't doing something right, if they ain't talking about you, you ain't doing nothing right.
Facts.
And every basketball conversation that comes up is always New York City involved.
Facts.
They got to.
That's right.
They got to.
I know all the colleges, big time colleges, they always talk about we need a New York City point guard. And we want to get it right. That's it. That's one thing that they want to come and steal. They want to come get our guard.
Exactly. Come on. They gotta come see us.
Man. Yo. So, I told you after seeing you at an MDOT party, and we run each other, we vibing and kicking it. And I was just saying to myself, it's like, damn, you're right. I had Mike Lowry on the show. I done had Ross Slime, Cha-Ching. I says, and bruh, I moved some people back to make sure I'm gonna be honest. All my schedule's already done. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna get him on soon. So I called my guy. He ain't have a problem with getting rescheduled. And I want to get you up here, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, man.
Nah. Just want to show my appreciation for what you do, brother. Because
thank you.
You from the town, and you when you do well, we all look good. You know what I'm saying? Same thing as whatever we do over here, same thing for y'all.
That's my main thing, man. We try to represent our borough, of course, New York, but Brooklyn first and foremost. I tell everybody, especially when it comes to basketball, you don't got to go everywhere because everything's coming to us. So make sure you keep that in mind. Brooklyn forever. I know that, man.
Yeah, I tell people all the day, they always be like, yo, you be having the Brooklyn guys. I said, yo, I hit up the Bronx dudes. Look, I got Coach, I got
from the Bronx?
No, Coach from Mount Vernon.
Okay.
Yes. Coach Bob, like this man is a legend. He won the most state championships in New York State.
Nice, man. Nice. But like I said, I've been watching, I've been tuned in. So you've been stretching your arms out and showing your reach on who you got on the shows and everything like that. So I appreciate watching the show. I like watching the show. I'm always tuned in when the dude come on. So shout out to you as well.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you,
sure.
brother. For sure. Oh, okay. Hey, Coach, how you doing?
I appreciate it. Thank you, man. I see the comments. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Yes,
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
For sure. And she's one of
that's great. Shout out to Grow Our Game, man.
Yes.
You rock out with the ladies. You'll see how at Gersh Park this summer.
That's
she work with New York versus New York. Make sure y'all check in and tap in with her.
Facts.
Support the girls and the women hoopers in NYC and all around the world, please. Shout out to Grow Our Game.
Coach, now that you up here, I need 2 teams, coach. I need 2 girls teams for our high school girls division. 2 high school girls team. If you can help us out, coach, I appreciate that. We need 2 more. We good. She is awesome. She is awesome.
Nah, she dope. She dope.
Yeah,
She dope. She dope. She dope. She dope.
for sure, for sure. So for adults and kids, right, who looking to play in Gersh, what should they expect if they never played in Gersh before, and what are the benefits of playing at Gersh?
Well, for the benefits, if you want to come play Gersh, like I said, we take teams from all over. You can reach out to at Gersh Park on Instagram, Facebook. It's Snook Memorial Classic at Gersh Park on Facebook. So I'm sure somebody will reach out to you. The contact is there. If you've never been to Gersh to come see a game, come watch a game, expect excitement, expect a dope crowd, expect good people, food, the environment, heckling. It's gonna be a good time, man. You're gonna have a story. And so you know what? After you come, you're gonna tell somebody, then they're gonna come. So it's gonna go from 1 to 2, then 2 to 4, then 4 to 8, then 8 to 16. That's how we grow the game.
Facts.
That's how we grow the game. You know what I mean? So, and it's always for the people, man. It's always for the people. Because without us, without y'all, there's no us. So always remember that we try to bring out quality, not quality, not quantity. All right, so that's what it's about. To keep the brand right and keep it alive.
You know, you guys partnered up. One of your partners, DP, who's called himself the Black David Stern. How important has he been to the success of Gersh Park and the culture of New York City streetball?
Well, the people tagged him that. He didn't give that to himself. The people tagged him that. So let's make that clear.
Gotcha.
But DP, like I said, it's not of course it's DP. Y'all see DP. DP is the face, y'all see. But it's a whole team behind DP. And like I said, it ain't just one person. We all come together. Shout out to my brother, Geechee Dan. Shout out to my man Sliz, my brother Sliz. Shout out to G Dogs. Shout out to Doe. So, like I said, we all come together collectively and figure it out. Like I said, I know y'all see DP first and foremost. And DP has been major. If DP really could have run for a councilman or something in the borough.
Yeah.
DP is that guy. DP is that guy. I always give my brothers flowers. I give all my brothers their flowers. But like I said, DP is one of them guys that's a staple in East New York. Seriously. Or in Brooklyn, or you want to say New York. Because DP is always willing to reach his hand, to reach out if you need something. If he can help out, he'll help you out with no problem at all. My brother been taking care of the community for about 19, 20 years. So DP is really that guy.
Yeah, and I had him on here. He said the same thing. It's not just one thing. It's a whole team that do their thing.
For sure.
For sure.
Seriously.
If you could change one thing about your basketball journey, what would it be and why?
I tell kids now, take care of school, everything else will fall in place after. You gotta have grades to do what you want to do, to get to that next level, to be dominant at the next level, to get to where you want to be. Because like I said, without the grades, you ain't going to no big school. And if they find a way, and if they do that for you, they gotta do that for others. So at the end of the day, we all expendable. We can all be replaced. So take care of school. They can't take that from you. They can't take a degree from you if you're doing what you got to do, especially if it's for free. School, basketball, sports, they can replace you with a player that's better than you. Not with the school. So finish out strong and do what you got to do in the books. Everything else is going to fall in place.
And following up what Coach Jones came in and said for supporting women's and hoops and the girls hoopers, man. And this is why we wanted to add a girls division, right? Because to give more opportunity to our girls, because so much focus is on our guys. And I think sometimes we forget that we have some of the top girl basketball players that's going D1 and going to a lot of these good schools and getting just education, period. How can we support them more? As far
as crazy because I enjoy watching the females game more than some of the men's games.
Preach.
them females that play in Gersh, they nice. I'm talking about they could probably get on the court with the guys. They nice. So and they hold their own and they talk a bunch of shit. But but the thing is when you see them, they all went to school. They all probably went overseas and played and got a check or two. So they're not just no regular girls that they worked on their craft, they did what they had to do, and they got compensated for it. But
and y'all got a high school division as well, correct?
Correct. Yes, we got a high school division as well, and the females game is growing. The females game is growing. It's a lot of talented females out here. So look out, look out! I'm telling you, a couple of years, they probably, like I said, they're gonna spread wide. There's gonna be a lot of female teams, a lot of female players coming up, and like it's gonna be flooded. It's gonna be flooded. Female high school basketball is gonna be more talked about than the guys of high school basketball. I can promise you that.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, brother. It's time for the hardest part of the show. We're gonna get into our top five. Okay. I'm right off the bat.
I'm listening.
Right?
Yeah.
Top 5 players in Gersh history.
Top 5 players in Gersh history. That is hard because I've seen a lot of players come through Gersh. So
that's why we asked.
I'm gonna.
Ain't gonna have a lot of guys approach you this
summer.
I
know. All right. No order, no particular order.
Yeah, got you.
A household name for sure. Irv Walker, I-95. Household name.
Facts.
I don't even think they know his name is Irv no more. They call him I-95 everywhere.
Facts.
That's in no order. Somebody I've been holding down for a very, very long time. G. Irv. Somebody I've been holding it down for a long time. A bad man from Long Island to Holloway. A dog. A person that players forget that was nice and been doing it for a very, very long time. He's on a little decline now, but for 20 plus years that I've been doing it. One of my favorite players to watch, Kayvon, Big Baby.
Okay.
See, I've knew Kayvon since Money Inc. playing with Show and Row in them. And he was young and he was killing. But one of my favorite players to watch, I'm going to say, like I said, there's no order. One of my favorite players to watch there's 2 of them. It's a tie. You got Gino and Lily, that backcourt.
Facts.
Both dogs. They both know each other's game. And like I said, they bring that Brownsville grit with them when they walking through Linden Boulevard, or they driving through Linden Boulevard. You know there's going to be 300 people from Brownsville following them.
Facts.
So if you ain't up for the matchup, y'all in for a treat. Because like I said, Gino, Lincoln, Canarsie, St. John's, y'all know Lily.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Lily, Pittsburgh University, Big East. Like, come on. It don't get much better than that, man.
Man. His was like the New York City point guards right there, man.
Yeah,
man. That's real right there.
Nah, for sure, man.
All right. Since you want to get like that, we want to talk about the top 5 players you played against.
Bashy for sure. Ramel Bradley, a dog. From who I played against.
Yeah, just yeah.
All right, I don't know what school he went to, if he even went to school. Honestly, he's from the Ville, but if I got my people tuned in, they know it's a kid named Sleep from the Ville. Honestly, his eyes was like this, but he was dogging shit.
Yeah, he was killing.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
He was killing.
He was dogging shit. If I got any of my Brownsville people in, they know who I'm talking about. Sleep, dog. It's a kid named that used to go to FDR. His name is Juju. He was Arabic. His name is Juju. Tough. I don't know if he went to FDR, he went to Lafayette, one of the two. A dog. A dog. A dog. And I don't want to leave nobody out. I'm just gonna leave my 4 right there. That's 4.
You got name 5. You got one more. You got one more. It's top 5, not top 4.
From my hood, JR. Left-handed JR. He used to go to Boys and Girls. Like I said, I was mentioning him earlier. He was in the backcourt with Leroy Robinson and Nolan.
Yeah, Nolan Richardson. Yeah.
Yep. So my man JR, he don't get mentioned a lot. My man went to Mohawk Valley, if I'm not mistaken, and Dowling University, over 2,000 points and over 700 assists for his career. Tough.
See, I like to get all kind of guys on the show, right? I just don't just reach out to the guys who like the big names. Even though I have
everybody knows the name.
That's easy. That's easy because but to have guys who a lot of people don't know, right? That what I like is when somebody walk up to me and be like, yo, I didn't even know son was like that. I didn't even know his story was crazy like that, right?
Oh, one more too. I'm sorry. A tough guard.
You gotta take one off. Who you gonna take off? This the hard part about this.
Oh man,
you gotta take somebody off. This is good. This is good though. That makes for a good show.
Man, I'm trying to think who I'm gonna take off. Who's my 4th player, sir? All right, I'm gonna take Juju off.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put Nesto. You know Nesto that be with Perry?
No, I probably know when I see him.
He used to go to Robe. He used to go to Robe as well. His name was Nesto. A dog with no jump shot. 30 or 40 with no jump shot.
That's crazy.
He wasn't even attempting jump shots. I'm dead ass serious. Dead serious. He wasn't even taking jump shots. 30 or 40.
In a game, like
in tournament games. A dog.
And everybody knew he wasn't shooting a jump shot.
They couldn't stop it. I'm telling you, ask anybody. You know Perry and them, right?
Yeah.
Ask them, who's Nesto? Ask him. He'll tell you. Because it was always them two in the backcourt. So, yeah. That was my 5 right there.
All right. Top 5 players in New York City history, from your perspective.
From my perspective, wow.
Yes.
From my era.
From wherever you want to pick from.
It's hard because we have so many players that came out of here. Stephon Marbury.
Yes.
Stephon Marbury. I know a lot of people say Kenny A. I could say Kenny A, but I'm not going to say Kenny A. I'm going to change my 5 up.
Nobody came on here and named the same 5. No one.
Because how can they?
Right.
How can they?
Right.
Like I said, you gotta, like I said, you gotta say Bashy.
Yo, I think, hold on, and I'm gonna stop you right there real quick because people don't talk about them as much as they should.
And
right?
I don't know why.
I think we get so caught up. And look, one of the main reasons why I created this platform, because I saw Lamar Odom on Drink Champs. And I said, that's it. We need a basketball platform where guys can feel safe to come on and talk about their basketball story, because they never talked about his basketball story. And Lamar Odom is such a treasure to New York City basketball. I don't care about what the gossip columns say.
That's what we get caught up in now. But like I said, you can't say Bashy and not say Lance.
Facts.
Like, how can you? A bad man I've seen in New York City, cross country, Damian Daniels from Uptown. You ever heard of him?
Nah.
Cross country. He's about a 6'1" guard. I watched him get triple teamed in Rutgers about 4 games straight and still led the fucking Rutgers in scoring.
I'm definitely going to get him on the show because
His
now
name is
I'm
his
gonna
name is
call.
his name is Cross Country. Damian Deans. I believe he went to Martin Luther King. Just like Iverson, had hops, long arms, same height, all that, but he had a gun.
Mm,
I saw him get triple teamed in Rutgers about 4 games straight, and still led the Rutgers in scoring. A dog.
wow. So you said
And
Steph?
Steph, I said all the Lincoln
Okay.
boys,
Oh, yeah, of course, of course, of course, of course.
and I got it. And like I said, my man, my brother, held it down for a very long time in New York City. G. Irv, cornbread. My man put in pain in the city.
Nah,
And I'm not saying that because that's my friend. I guess I grew up with him. But dude, you can't take away from what he's done from high school to prep school to college to overseas in Australia.
facts,
You can't discredit his resume and still doing now.
facts.
And still doing now. You can't discredit from his catalog.
Had an undefeated season.
Come on,
I
man.
gave him Coach of the Year at the Catholic School Division.
Come on. And now he's
Yeah,
giving back to the kids. He's coaching with the kids. Had an undefeated season. He lost in the chip, but he'll be back. Like I said, before his playing was, what he was doing in high school, nobody was doing. The kid scored 30-something points in 5 minutes. How? Against Canarsie. How? Like, seriously, how? Don't discredit that man.
Nah, he
Like I
gets
said,
all
you
the
might
respect.
I'm not, like I said, I know you might not like him as a person, or you might whatever, beefing from the court, whatever. But that man held New York down for a very long time. New York City Player of the Year, Pro City, and all the other tournaments. Like, come on. Come on. He was volley in New York City. He had a time he was volley in New York City.
Then when he had a broken leg and then came back
Yeah.
had the G Irv miracle.
Yeah.
Like those only happen for great players. And I think I think one day I need to do this. I need to do this because we have so many different families, right? He comes from that long line of Irvins that was doing it big, especially Alexander Hamilton. Man, just knowing the lineage that he come from. You talk about the Marburys, you know what I mean, and a few more others that we can name. The Scurrys and keep going.
And the Jacksons, like
the Jacksons. That's
God
right.
bless their Jocko. You had
That's
Greg.
right, Greg.
You had
Yeah,
Curtis.
yeah.
Like, come on, come on.
And we got the Martin family on Staten Island.
You got the White family. Like, come on.
From Brownsville. That's right. That's right.
Come on.
That's right. Salute to all the white brothers. Salute to all the white brothers.
Man,
for sure. For sure. For sure. I was the young guy playing with the homeboys.
Yeah, for sure.
West 4th days, man. We had some fun, man.
Dope.
Yeah. I want to just give a shout out to my guy Bob Semino. Y'all go check out the interview. This is who's my guy? Ben Gordon. He calls Ben Gordon in high school.
Okay.
And a lot of other great players. He have another great player that you're gonna hear about soon, Tavion Taylor. Turner.
I know what you're talking about. That's a bad boy. Yeah.
Bad boy. Well, listen, man, yo, I want to say this, brother. I'm glad you was able to come on. We could chop it up. You know what I'm saying? Like to get you on and give you your flowers. And just keep spreading the word about what a wonderful job you do down at Gersh Park, man. And I'm glad you was able to talk to our guy who we got in training right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, man. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for giving me the chance to speak on the platform, man. I really appreciate it. If you're not tuned in, make sure y'all tune into Basketball Heads Live. Man, make sure you go check it out on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch, if I'm not mistaken, right?
We're on Facebook, we're on Twitch, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple, all the platforms. Just type in NYC Basketball Network. And
for sure, man. Up. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. Thanks.
No doubt. Did the Knicks win?
Well, we up 8 with 125 left. Right after this, I'm getting right to it. I got to see my Knicks go on.
All right, brother. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the love, everybody that's tuned in. Appreciate it. See y'all June 16th. Gersh Park, June 16th, Gersh Park opening night. You know what we bringing. You know the energy we bringing. Come on out. Come have a good time. Enjoy yourself, all right? Love.
I'll definitely be out there, Ty.
All right, bro.
Peace.
Later.
Man, only certain people could hold on to that microphone in the park, right? A lot of us scared to hold the microphone when we on stage and it's our turn to speak. But when you know the whole crowd eyes are on you and it's your time to shine, you got to do what you got to do. And that's what my guy Fly Ty did. It was an opportunity because the guy who was usually calling the game didn't come. So he picked up the mic and history was made. Talking about somebody that could cover the game, entertain the crowd, and also keep you abreast about what's going on just in case you got to use the bathroom or get something to eat. So, with saying that, if you give it a try, you never know how things will turn out. Well, about to call a show for tonight. I am your host, Glenn Pooh Harding, and you've been watching Basketball Heads Live, the podcast on NYC Basketball Network. Salute to all my people on the check-in. Salute to my guy, Cal from All Things Hoops, my guy, AB Money. Salute, Coach Jones. Salute, my guy, CKH. Salute, appreciate you. Coach Jones, we're going to need some help. Need 2 more girls teams. Appreciate you. You get back to me on that. Salute to my guy, Trey, for tuning in. Salute to my guy, Flea Adams, for checking in. And everybody in Basketball Heads land. Thank you, Coach Bob Cimino, for coming through. And y'all check that interview out because they're giving you the history of Mount Vernon basketball. And listen, y'all stay tuned because we got more interviews coming up. Also got the documentary that's be coming out soon by 3 Cinema Media. I think I got that right, AB? All right, well, I'm about to be out of here. Go check out the Knicks. Peace.